Hey there, America. Imagine waking up one day to find your bank account empty, your business struggling, or the economy in chaos, all because nobody planned ahead. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, that's exactly why economic planning is a game changer. Today, I'm going to show you why taking control of your finances, whether it's your paycheck, your small business, or the nation's economy, can make or break your future. Stick with me, because this is about building wealth, dodging disasters, and securing the American dream. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. Economic planning is the process of setting goals, assessing resources, and creating a roadmap to achieve financial objectives. It's about making deliberate choices today to secure a better tomorrow. Think of it like planning a cross-country road trip. You don't just hop in the car and drive aimlessly, hoping to end up somewhere nice. You pick a destination, map out the route, budget for gas and food, and prepare for unexpected detours. Economic planning is that same kind of intentionally, applied to your finances or the broader economy. Why does this matter for the average American? First, let's talk about personal finances. Without a plan, you're at the mercy of life's unpredictability. In 2023, a Federal Reserve survey found that 37% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing or selling something. That's a scary number. Economic planning, whether it's budgeting, saving for retirement, or investing, helps you build a safety net. It's the difference between being blindsided by a car repair bill and having an emergency fund ready to go. Let's break it down further. A good personal economic plan starts with understanding your income and expenses. Sounds simple, but how many of us actually track every dollar we spend? A 2024 study by the National Financial Educators Council showed that only 35% of Americans follow a monthly budget. Without one, it's easy to overspend on things like dining out or subscriptions and end up with nothing left for savings. A budget is your first step in economic planning. It's like the GPS for your money, keeping you on track. Now, let's talk about long-term goals. Economic planning isn't just about covering this month's bills, it's about building wealth over time. Take retirement, for example. The average American needs about $1.46 million to retire comfortably, according to a 2024 Northwestern Mutual study. Yet, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64 is only $185,000. That's a massive gap. Planning means starting early, contributing to a 401k or IRA, and letting compound interest work its magic. If you start saving $500 a month at age 25, with a 7% annual return, you could have over $1 million by 65. Wait until 35, and that same monthly savings gets you less than half that amount. Time is your biggest asset, but only if you plan to use it. Beyond personal finances, economic planning matters for businesses, too. Small businesses are the backbone of the American economy. About 99% of U.S. businesses employ fewer than 500 people, according to the Small Business Administration. But without economic planning, these businesses are vulnerable. A clear financial plan helps entrepreneurs manage cash flow, invest in growth, and weather economic downturns. Take a local coffee shop, for instance. A good plan ensures they can cover rent and payroll during slow months, invest in better equipment, or even expand to a second location. Without one, they're one bad quarter away from closing their doors. Now, let's zoom out to the national level. Economic planning isn't just for individuals or businesses, it's critical for the country as a whole. The U.S. government uses economic planning to set policies that drive growth, reduce unemployment, and keep inflation in check. Think about infrastructure investments, like rebuilding roads and bridges. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Those projects don't happen by accident. They require careful planning to allocate taxpayer dollars, prioritize projects, and ensure long-term benefits like job creation and economic growth. The American Jobs Plan of 2021, for example, committed $2 trillion to infrastructure and clean energy, creating millions of jobs. That's economic planning on a grand scale, and it shapes the opportunities available to all of us. But here's the thing, economic planning isn't foolproof. Unexpected events, like a global pandemic or a supply chain crisis, can throw even the best plans off course. That's why flexibility is key. On a personal level, this might mean adjusting your budget when you lose a job or get a raise. For businesses, it could mean pivoting to online sales during a lockdown. At the national level, it's about having policies that can adapt to changing economic conditions, like adjusting interest rates or rolling out stimulus checks during a recession. The 2008 financial crisis showed us what happens when planning falls short. Millions lost homes, jobs, and savings because the system wasn't prepared for a housing market collapse. Good planning learns from those mistakes and builds resilience. So, how do you get started with economic planning? For individuals, it's about taking small, actionable steps. First, track your income and expenses for 30 days. Use a free app like Mint or YNAB to make it easy. Second, set specific goals, like paying off credit card debt or saving for a house down payment. Third, automate your savings. Set up a direct deposit to a savings account or retirement plan so you're not tempted to spend that money. Finally, review your plan regularly. Life changes, and your plan should, too. For businesses, it's about forecasting revenue, managing expenses, and planning for growth. A good business plan outlines your market, your costs, and your goals for the next 1, 3, or 5 years. And for policymakers, it's about balancing short-term needs, like keeping unemployment low, with long-term goals, like reducing national debt or addressing climate change. Here's a real-world example to tie this together. Meet Sarah, a 30-year-old teacher in Ohio. She makes $50,000 a year and used to live paycheck to paycheck. 2 years ago, she started economic planning. She created a budget, cut back on non-essentials, and started saving $200 a month in a Roth IRA. She also set up an emergency fund with $1,000. When her car broke down last month, she didn't panic, she had the cash to cover it. Sarah's not rich, but her plan gives her peace of mind and a clear path to a secure retirement. That's the power of economic planning. Now, you might be wondering, what happens if we don't plan? On a personal level, it's stress, debt, and missed opportunities. At the business level, it's missed growth or even bankruptcy. Nationally, it's economic instability, think higher unemployment, runaway inflation, or a sluggish recovery. The 2020 pandemic showed us this in real time. Households and businesses with solid plans were better equipped to handle lockdowns and economic uncertainty. Those without plans struggled to adapt. Let's wrap this up. Economic planning is about taking control of your financial future, whether you're an individual, a business owner, or a policymaker. It's not about predicting the future perfectly, it's about making informed choices, building resilience, and staying flexible. In a country as dynamic as the United States, where opportunities and challenges are always around the corner, economic planning is your roadmap to success. So, whether you're balancing your checkbook, growing a business, or shaping national policy, start planning today. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for listening, and let's take charge of our financial futures, one plan at a time.